So I've been doing some work on the final project, so I just wanted to show you what I have before it gets too far from what the tutorial is. Um, so it's similar to what we've done. I've been trying to deal with some of this, uh, like clipping, but it's similar to what we did in the tutorial, where you can go through one and come out the other. So that's accurate. You can see there's some odd teleporting there, which is another thing I have to deal with. I think if you, I don't know, more to deal with, but so it does have a little bit more functionality. These portals, you can go in from an angle and come out correctly the other side. So if I have like this, so I can go into this one. So you can see that that's pointed. That's not how I wanted it pointed, so I still have to figure out that the direction, but I guess that makes sense though for what I'm trying to do. So it doesn't have any side here, and then on this side it has a texture, so you can come out, go in and come out the other side. I think that's pretty much all we did in class. I'm trying to think if I added anything. I've just been kind of tweaking a lot of different things so that it works, but I can show you the code. So it's similar to what we did in class, but I added quite a bit. So so we set up all the components. I set them all up. The hierarchy is different. I set them all attached to the box component. And then when we began play, we set up like the collision, and we make it hidden in the scene capture, which I've been trying to mess around with a little bit, but that's good for now. And then it doesn't cast a shadow. I could probably change that. I set the render target here. I think it's also set in Blueprint, but I can change. I was just doing it here because it worked. That's just setting the render target that's you set in the game editor, so that it's displaying whatever you want it to, which ideally would be the opposite portals. Now here the material will display the opposite portals thing display. So then on tick we're doing quite a bit. We're updating the portals, which this is the original code where you get the distance between the two portals, and then you're basically just adding that to the player's camera so that you're basically seeing that distance away like the offset. But then I did it here with some different functions where I got the relative transform, which is more. I guess it gives me more results to play with rather than just the relative location. And then I used that to get the relative location and rotation, and then I set the scene capture of the other portal relative to this portal, where the code is, to be the scene capture is the same distance away from the other portal as the player character is from this portal. And then I set the clipping here in this function, which is called at tick, and this I'm still playing with because it's giving me some of those issues, but that's to fix, like, so you can see out of the portal if nothing's blocking what's behind it. And then I also resized the screen on tick, which I'm trying to figure out maybe a better solution for that because it seems kind of unnecessary. Some of this stuff I followed online tutorials. And then here, it's again the same, although I keep the Z axis the same when you travel through, so there's not too much of a skip, but it changes your X and Y. When you overlap the portal, it just teleports you to the other portal. And then I also use this to set the rotation of the player to the rotation of the scene capture of the other portals, so that when you go through, you're looking the right direction you're not like you're. It seems like you're going through seamlessly. Basically, that's what that's doing.